Hi guys, this is Marise, Dr. Marise Gomes in Brazil, a physician, a surgeon, but lives in US and knows something about you guys. And we are now talking about eating as healthier as possible. And is it possible in America? I'm not that sure. Or maybe I know something, but I have someone that I invited to talk to me for the Brazilians and you guys American about eating there in US. And this guy, just in case, is my husband, Jack Paul Levin. Is Jack here? Hi, Jay.
Meu amor.
Thank you for participating in English for Brazilians and in English for Americans.
Meu prazer.
And you know what? This is really special night because think about what people around the world think about eating in US. What people see in the movies like hamburgers, hot dogs, movies, Central Park, Chinese food, fast food. This is the idea that all of us around the world have about your country. But I'm just telling this, but you know that I know a little bit more than what I'm telling because we live there and I live a long time and I know how we eat there. But there is a reason for this situation. Do you agree with me? There is a reason for people telling about the taste of Americans based on this kind of food. So the idea here is talking about this, but making a parallel maybe with São Paulo. We are in São Paulo. It's a normal city, a little bigger than New York, and is a city with all sorts of immigrants and super influence. And we can eat all sorts of food too. Italian, Japanese, German, whatever kind of food. So we are not a people that just eat feijoada or just eat muqueca or just eat acarajé, but we eat also. But outside, people probably think that we eat basically feijoada, acarajé, muqueca, and everything else. So Americans probably don't eat just hamburgers. I have some theories about, and I've been reading something about you. And as I was telling you, São Paulo, we have all sorts of people, like especially in New York. But talking about New York is not necessarily talking about US. So I want to hear from you. Do you feel that you represent America in New York, or we represent America in New York as a place with all sorts of people, or is not that it? It's more like São Paulo, and we don't eat a kind of specific foods. So let me know, what do you think about this? Let me know, what do you think about why people just think that you guys eating with a specific taste?
Well, New York and Sao Paulo have a lot in common. Very big cities built from immigrants, people from all over the world. We may have more of a variety of people in the US, including people from Africa and Asia. But that's also true of the rest of the United States. It's more true today than it was 10, 20, 50 years ago. How do we eat? We eat like each other, more on the outside. We have our hamburgers, our pizza, our candies, whatever it is on the outside, especially foods that are advertised, commercial foods. But in the house, we eat foods that are more common for our culture. So my family came from Eastern Europe. We have certain foods we have there. But even in the house, people eat very similar things. What do kids have for breakfast? Cereal, eggs, toast, very common. So the difference between Americans, I think, and Brazilians is that we think a lot, maybe too much, about how we live. And that's true of food. So we eat our food, we enjoy our food, but we worry about it. We worry about carbohydrates, calories, fats. And even the food we buy, we want low calorie, low carbohydrate, low fat food.
But are you talking with a Brazilian? With Brazilians, are you really think that Brazilians, they don't care about this?
I think they
about
care.
body, beach, bikinis, and everything.
Yeah, body image is very important.
So, no, what I'm telling you, I'm sorry for interrupt, just for being clear, like, I totally understand what you were telling, but I also totally know that we have absolutely the same concern, especially regarding bodies. And specifically when I moved to US, for me, 18 years ago, for me it was like a wow, you know, because here in Brazil, we need to be beautiful, good professional, good mother or housewife, and everything else, and be in shape, being perfect. And it's super a relief going to work and people are not that concerned. But I understand that California, Florida, New York, okay, but okay, this is part of our conversation, but the question was specifically, why do you think, because you guys have immigrants, we have too. Our immigration is a little different. We have more Europeans, kind of Portugal, Spain, Italy. We don't have a lot of England, people from England or people from India or people. You guys have a little different history and immigration. So the influence is the same here, all sorts of food like you guys, right? And basically, our people likes rice, beans, a beef, a steak or egg, and a salad. This is the base of our food, right? And which base is in US? This is the question, because we have pasta, we have Chinese, blah, blah, blah. You know the question?
I don't think we have the same national food culture the way you do. And I don't think we have the same national identity the way Brazilians do. And we've talked about this. We don't sing all the same songs. We don't observe all the same holidays. We are not as unified. And that's not just a recent thing. In Brazil...
Maybe because it's Estados Unidos.
Well,
right? The states are more independent.
We have never become fully unified. And also, it's very American to be individual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think in Brazil it's so important to be individual as to be part of the family and the community. This is a big difference. We don't talk about it too much in the United States.
Very, very interesting. So, do you have some idea about why the impression is just a movie, it's just people talking, it's just what they see? Or I was telling you, and I'm sure that we talked about this, my impression regarding the travel to US, and spending money with flight, spending money tickets, spending money with all of this. People that go to visit US usually spend a lot of money. So they are not necessarily going to visit restaurants, except a small portion of people that goes. This is an impression that I have. And I also have another impression about this. Do you want to say something about why? Reasons for?
Well, when you travel, you are in a bubble. That's always true. If someone travels to Brazil, they're in a bubble. But if you travel to Brazil, you will tend to have some of the simple things that Brazil offers. I don't think that's so true in the United States.
Okay, so I know that this is not true. People doesn't just know it just this. But let me know, how did you grow? Which kind of food did you have?
I had what everybody has. So I had a regular breakfast that kids have, which I talked about before. I took my food to my lunch to school, but after a while I got my lunch at school. Right?
Don't you agree with me that chicken, for example, is some national food?
Chicken.
A preference
so
for
Americans eat a lot of chicken. In fact, Americans are now for the first time eating more chicken than beef. I think that's because
chicken and seafood.
That's because the cost of chicken is lower than beef, right? We've always had a lot of chicken. We've always had a lot of beef. Beef is very important in the United States culturally. We don't emphasize so much the vegetables, except now for health reasons. People talk about vegetables. We eat a lot. Americans, big portions. Right. Obviously, people who want to be healthy try to eat less. But Americans have always given their their children a lot of food. And I think this is part of the immigrant culture as well. A lot of immigrants came from places where there wasn't enough food. America has almost always had a lot of food. So the mothers said, eat, 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 because you can eat in America.
You can eat because you can pay or can spend.
You can afford it. America has not known scarcity. America has been protected from many of the problems in the world. I think this is one of them.
Okay, we are talking about visitors, about people that go to visit as a tourist. But think about people that goes to work in America. People that goes to work in America, they go to make money. They have a simple life. They make much more money, but they are not interested to spend money with food, especially because usually they live in communities, close. They eat rice beans in Queens. They eat the very typical Brazilian food, and we know this. And this is, for me, one of the reasons that people go to eat the fast food a lot, because it's cheaper, because it's easier. Everybody can achieve. Do you agree?
And it's fashionable, because when you eat something that you see on TV, it makes you feel modern.
This is another very specific, important thing.
Right.
So, as far as I understand, we probably don't have a good general kind of food, but because specifically money reasons, or because you want to make money, or because you are visiting the country, you are not looking for this. People don't know that there are super restaurants and just a small portion. And you told something very important, big portions. When I moved there, I became impressed. I became shocked. And usually the people say, are you not boxing? Are you not bringing food? Didn't you like? And I like it, but I didn't want more.
When I was a kid, you never took food from the restaurant, ever.
Yeah, here was a little bit like this. So another thing that I think we need to think about, the soil, the vegetables, the corn, the potato, the fruits, they are more sweet than here in Brazil. You know this.
I know it because when I came to Brazil and I tasted the corn and I tasted some of the potatoes and the vegetables.
What is that?
I realized they were missing something, and what they're missing is the sugar.
The sugar. So this is a really gel thing important. The soil is different. The fruits, the vegetables, and especially corn. We need to learn to like the corn again. I like the corn there nowadays, but I didn't like. We have another taste.
It's like having
candy. And I miss the salt in this kind of situation. But think about eating more sweet. The taste that Americans probably feel is more caloric. Maybe also one of the reasons we are talking about and trying to understand.
Yeah.
And do you see, when you come here and you eat here, do you miss something except the sugar? Do you miss season? Do you miss some other things?
No, I don't miss.
The taste is good as the same way?
In many things, the taste is good. And this is Sao Paulo, so you can get anything. You can get your sushi. You can get ethnic food. I've had delicious Mediterranean food, Middle Eastern food, Asian food here in Sao Paulo.
So, until now, can we tell that Americans eat well or not well? And when I say well, it means nutrition, about, nutrients, about not rich. And talk about rich food.
I think Americans are careful about what they eat, but they're not necessarily smart. They have ideas about what is good, but those ideas change all the time. So they don't stay with the basics, because Americans want the special information, what's going to make me live longer, what's going to make me more beautiful. That's not a reason to eat well. The reasons to eat well are basic. Americans are obsessed with being young. I know Brazilians want to be young too.
So you don't believe that culturally Americans prefer food with more fat, sugar and all?
I don't know if they like food that's it's more of those things. I mean, some do. Certainly, the advertising makes you want to have fried food and sweet food.
So I'm giving you one new information that we talked read about, and specifically I wrote some articles regarding this, about immigration and about gain weight, especially at the first year and the 5 years and all. So you heard about this, and do you feel that it has with the kind of food?
I'm not an expert, but I'll say this.
Or the price of the food
Where
that
you
they
live,
can achieve.
Where you live in the United States can have a lot to do with how healthy you are, and in particular, how fat, how obese you are. So, for example, in New York City, you will not see so many obese people as you will see, say, in Toledo.
Yeah.
All right? Why? Because in New York City, people don't have a car. Most people take public transportation, up the stairs, down the stairs. They get more exercise. Americans live in their cars. I think many people in São Paulo don't have a car, right?
Yeah.
Right? They have to take the bus or the metro. Life requires more work. And those people can be obese too, but that's more for their diet.
So we live there, and which kind of food you have, daily? You are going to tell me about this.
Tell you the truth, okay.
Okay, Jack, we know that America is not just about fast food, hamburger, and because we live there and we eat very, very well. And I asked you before, what about what we eat? And you can give examples.
Sure.
About health food.
Right. Americans today try to eat healthy in their homes and outside the homes, but especially in the home. They try to eat fresh foods, foods that are not processed, so less salt, less fat. They try to eat, well, an example is a meal that we might have in the house. Of course, we eat fresh foods mostly. That's what we try to do. Fresh foods are now not as expensive as they used to be. But even the foods that we eat that are different are fresh. For example, we have a custom on Sunday brunch of having a bagel. That's a kind of bread, right? We have smoked salmon. That's a kind of fish. We would have it maybe with onion or vegetable and other ingredients, spices, cream cheese, a little bit of dairy. This is a very healthy meal. It's a very natural meal.
And even simple meals like a deviled eggs, that is so achievable and people really can eat.
There's much more creativity in the American kitchen now than before.
So on the next block, you are going to show the salmon and bagels, and I'm going to show maybe a deviled eggs for you.
Fantastic.
Stay there. That week, guys. Okay, Jack, you almost convinced me. But you know what? I think I prefer to see, and not just me. What do you think, guys? I'm not that sure about bagels and salmon, or Jack can show us.
Well, the United States is a nation of immigrants. And New York City is the big city of immigrants in the United States. So we eat fast food, we eat commercial food, hamburgers, pizza, etc. But we also have food that comes from our cultures, and we tend to eat that at home. But some of it has become national and even international. And this is an example, bagels and smoked salmon.
So you are having a chance. Go ahead. What is the name of this bagel and salmon?
Well, so we have a bagel. The bagel is a bread that began in Poland. It's a very Jewish bread.
And this is very traditional, right?
Very traditional. And the old-fashioned bagel was one thing. It looked like this. Now the bagel has become like a croissant, where you can get a cheese one, you can get a blueberry one.
But this bagel is a everything bagel, right?
And everything bagel has every spice on it that you can imagine,
cool.
Right?
Which one do you prefer?
I love the everything.
So, what do you think about breads?
Let's have.
It's a good food, nutritional food. It's important food.
You can have whole grain bagels, which are very good for you.
Okay. So that's it. Go ahead.
All right. So if we're going to make something, Okay, so we take the bagel.
How we prepare in New York.
Very simple.
And first, just for us to tell people, and you need to remember about this, that this is considering nowadays a super New York style.
It began
branch.
as a very Jewish thing.
Yeah.
Then it became a New York thing. Then it became a national, even international thing. You can go to a hotel, and I bet there are hotels in Sao Paulo that have this on the menu,
Also,
especially for brunch.
Also for
Everybody recognizes it.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't know it was the New York Jewish food.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
So you prefer the everything bagel.
I prefer the everything bagel. So what became traditional?
And did you see that we have the toast also?
And you can toast it, right?
Yes.
Some people love it toasted, some people not. Take the cream cheese, put the cream cheese on here, and then you take the smoked salmon, which is a cured salmon.
But usually you guys take this part for having more.
That's a modern
this
thing.
This is your style.
For Americans who want fewer carbohydrates.
So I'm going to tell the truth. Americans are always concerned about carbohydrates.
Right.
So usually they do this. They
scoop it out.
Scoop it out, this, for being lighter.
That's
lighter version.
That's a very urban thing, right?
But this is like a very urban New York style. You don't need to do it, right?
So people like onion. Americans are not so much with raw onion. I would say this is more of a European thing. You know, who eats this food also is the Scandinavians. The smoked fish, the Dutch, right? Very similar. We have onion, we have tomato, and we have, these are capers. I don't know how you say capers in Portuguese.
Alcaparra.
Yeah.
Here is alcaparra.
Put some of this on here.
So it's a mix that if we consider, we can consider that there is carbohydrate, there is protein in the fish, there is also protein also in the cream cheese, there is fibers, there is tomato, and which means, is this a good food?
A very well-balanced meal. And this is a meal we eat like a buffet. We don't serve this meal at the table. Everybody makes his own.
Yeah,
okay?
This is something that we are talking before, exactly about this, because the idea was, what about us to do the things and doing? I told, there, each one do on your way.
And in the cities, we have a lot of different types of smoked fish, including a fish called sable, which is a black cod, which is bacalhau.
Bacalhau.
Right. But we have it as a smoked fish.
Yeah.
The texture is very similar, totally different experience.
Yeah.
So would you like a taste?
I prefer with sable.
She loves sable.
And I prefer bialis instead of this.
Bialy is a different type of bagel. In the city, you can get every variety you can imagine.
So, as you guys can see, Americans are not just hamburgers. Americans also think about proteins, about fresh food and everything. But this is just an example, right?
One example.
But this is really, really known all around the world.
Right.
Right? And do you know that my family really loves this? All of our guests love this.
When Marizi's family comes to the U.S., this is the special meal. When do we have this? We have this on Pascua.
The last time?
Yeah, Pascua.
No, we have all of the guests that comes.
Everybody loves it.
We invite for the brunch, the salmon bagel brunch.
Right.
And it's delicious, really good. Laura did a good indication about.
And she found a wonderful Jewish bakery in Sao Paulo.
Laura is my niece, and she found a specific and very nice bakery, a Jewish one. Really good. Do you want?
Yeah. Let's enjoy.
If I were you, I would try.
Okay, thank you.
Really good. A Jewish American.
Muito bom.
Muito bom. That's it. Just this? Do you have some other specialty that you could show us?
Well, I didn't make anything, but what is the Jewish food? Matzo ball soup.
Matzo ball soup.
We have stuffed dumplings. Every culture has a stuffed dumpling.
What about deviled eggs?
Deviled eggs is a very interesting dish. A lot of Jewish people eat deviled eggs, especially with a meal like this. A deviled egg is an egg where the yolk has been whipped up with mayonnaise and some spice. Where did deviled eggs come from?
Mustard, Dijon.
It's not a Jewish food. Deviled eggs come...
It's not a Jewish food, but it's American.
Stuffing eggs is ancient. Most recently, comes from England. And in the United States, deviled eggs is very popular in the South. How did the Jews get deviled eggs? It's a mystery.
Yeah, but it's not just Jewish.
Food travels through the stomach. We don't necessarily know where it came from.
Okay, but now we can make a surprise for you and show something.
Oh, you have deviled eggs?
Brazilian one doing this.
Okay.
I and Ariane, my sister.
Let's go.
But we are going to do some. I just will show you
Okay.
that we have the next time.
I look forward to it.
I think I'm really having a problem, or I will have a problem. Do you think why? Do you have an idea why?
You have no problems.
Think about the guys there. Think about that guys when they see a Brazilian woman teaching an American guy how to prepare a deviled eggs. Here in Brazil would say like ovos endiabrados. Is there a reason for this?
Well, the audience needs to know better that you should tell them than me.
Okay, I'm gonna teach.
Good.
Okay? Teach you how to prepare. So, you guys, Americans, know already, but the Brazilians not necessary. And this is the deviled eggs, ovos endiabrados. Depois o Jack fala pouquinho, or Jack can tell something about. And I'm gonna teach you how to do. Great. So, this is about eggs, boiled eggs. We just open, take the yolk out. Very good assistant, very good. And we make a mix. And the mix I did with my sister. We take all of the yolks, put together in a bowl. And with this, we put some mustard, Dijon, mayonnaise, some lemon, or you can also use some vinegar, but a white wine vinegar, and some pepper in a mix, or your choice. Then we just put together, make a mix, and for doing a good job and a beautiful one, my sister could find a way. I don't know if I can, this part is like new for me. And the mix is here already. And the interesting thing is, you guys from Brazil, this is the base that I'm telling, but not necessarily just this. We can put crabs, we can put bacon, we can put all sorts of things like seafood, or do you remember some other things?
In the U.S., we make your own. It's like a baked potato. You put things on it.
Yeah, we mix it. This is what I'm telling. And the season is something that is about you, me,
Right.
or all of you guys. So we come in a half of the egg. And let's see if I do a good job. Yeah, more or less, but that's it. Then is a kind of give back the yolk inside of the white parts. Then we can come with lemon pepper. Then it's about you, okay? It's about taste. Lemon pepper or paprika, or especially this sweet paprika is a typical thing, and is also about taste, whatever you like. There is that very small bacon that we can put also, and I'm talking as if I did this many times in my life. And this is something that's lemon herbs. As we put lemon for this citric thing, it goes well. It does a good job. Whatever. And this, you can see that this is prepared, and there are some herbs.
Like the nice thing about this, when I was a kid, all the mothers liked to make this for their friends, especially because you could make it, put it in the refrigerator, and wait.
It's ready.
It's ready.
And the kids really like.
The kids liked it too, but the adults, it was very much special for the adults.
Did you like when you were kids?
I loved it. But of course, when we were kids, what did we have in sandwiches? We had egg salad and tuna fish, also mixtures of things.
But as a deviled eggs?
No, the kids had egg salad sandwiches like the yolk in bread.
But let me know why these endiabrados or deviled eggs.
We don't know how my community adopted it, but many people in the suburbs in New Jersey and New York when I was a kid, this was a favorite for the mothers to make for kids and for adults, like for appetizers.
Okay, but
before the meal.
Definitely I need to tell something for you guys. This guy, usually, He goes to Google. Now, the ChatGPT and everything, he knows everything about everything.
Well, that's how I know this came from
Except-
England, because I checked it out today.
It came from England,
Right.
but endiabrados is because it's a mix of whatever,
Right.
and it's about your taste.
Right.
See, I can Google when this is important. So I'm teaching the American the reason for.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to try?
Of course.
Please, you can try yours. And let me know if I and Ariane, Laura too, did a good job.
Super good.
I like it. It's not because we did, but it's really, really good. Do you want, Ariane? My sister. Laura, Julia, Fernando, todos. Because we are in Brazil, right? So that's it. Did you like the surprise?
Fantastic.
Really good?
I'm looking forward to more surprises.
Okay, it seems that we found a solution for the question, or we found probably the reason of this dispute in between cultures, countries, which food is better, which food is more nutritive, richer, or more tasteful or not. Everything is about eating well and making good choices based on information, based on choices, including choices that cannot be the most healthier in that day. But you can make other choices tomorrow and the other day, and that's it. Choices and balance, and not dispute. So, in America, we can eat well. We gave examples Jack brought to us, and also because we start talking about this, we start talking about hamburger. And what about hamburger? Bread, meat, cheese, and vegetables. Is it bad? It's very different than the salmon, the bread, the cream cheese. No, it's about not eating every single day the same thing with the fries, with the Coke, or whatever. So I think we agree with this. I think we agree also that industries, pharmaceutical or food industry, all of this is important, is fundamental, and the good choices comes from the same source. So there is no competitions, as we told, there is no best or worst, but there is taste, choices, and everything is okay. Brazil is good, US is good, Europe is good. We can eat very well, whatever part in a word, but based on information, choices, knowledge, right?
I totally agree. I go to the supermercado in Sao Paulo. I see the same wonderful choices I have in the US, except you have 5 different kinds of bananas. We only have one. But we all can make good choices. We need to make good choices, and we need to make them for the same reasons. So we need to be educated, we need to be balanced, and we need to make good decisions. And we will have the same outcomes because we're all the same people.
Great, that's it. And against demonization,
Right.
not demonize things or bad choice. If you did a bad choice, try again.
It's food.
Do a better choice.
It's food. It's not medicine. It's not poison.
That's it. Food is not medicine. It's not a poison. It's just something that we need to have to maintain our life. So, bad choice, try again. Good choice, maintain the choice. Right?
Right.
And
right.
I think we deserve something for this.
I think so.
Wow. Wow. This is good. Give me one too.
This is for you. But I will
Thank you.
say,
And for you. This is a good choice, but not every day, not all the time, because here there is alcohol, right? And this is for a toast. It's good, but
a few carbohydrates, no fat, some calories.
sim,
I will say,
here is saúde.
saúde.
And there is
Cheers.
tears. Cheers and saúde. Bye e fica por aí. Assista tudo.